We also witnessed in the last week William Ruto going to the mountain.
Yeah, sure.
And the mountain had a message to the rest of the nation, especially those from western side of Kenya, that the going rate is not 200. The going rate is 1,000 minimum. So next time,
the listening
fee is 1,000.
Yes.
That was the going rate. And so my advice to my brothers and sisters from the western side of Kenya.
Yes.
Next time William Ruto is visiting, I mean, he has told you that the going rate is 1,000 minimum.
Yes.
And it can go as high as even 10,000 per person.
Yeah.
So they should also ask for their fair share. If anything, that is our money. It's not his money.
Yeah.
He's distributing to our young people. But the overriding message was that when people rejected him, and people are heckling his pillars, it was not being
right
rejected.
in front of him.
Because when people in Nyahururu or Nyandarua are heckling Kimani Ichung'Wa, he's not their MP.
Yeah, sure.
They can't be complaining about anything he has not done that he promised. They're heckling him because of his stance on national politics.
Yes.
And his stance on national politics, he stands with Kasongo, who they are rejecting.
Yeah.
So the message was loud and clear.
Yeah.
So his path to power, in my view, has now diminished.
Yeah.
All that he now focuses on is how to finish his term and to deal with the wrath of the people when the time comes.
Yeah.
And something also that Kenyans need to note in the budget policy statement, the National Treasury seems to be proposing that VAT should be increased to 18%.
From the current
16%.
In the next financial...
In the coming financial year. So the finance bill, if that proposal maintains, they are going to increase your VAT from 16% to 18%.
But they keep saying that they are working on measures to take things down.
But see me, I told you, the finance bill is going to increase taxes.
But
it is important. It's good. The one thing he says, and let's look at what he's doing. Look at the BPS, the budget policy statement, and the report from the Parliamentary Budget Office.
Yeah,
they are saying to increase it to 18%.
18%. For the first time,
it has never crossed the 16% mark. They now want to increase it to 16%. I told you, the problem in this country is debt finance.
Yes,
they are spending a minimum 70%. Of their collection on debt finance.
Yes.
And next year, based on the projections, the maturing debts and interest, they are going to pay 2.1 trillion shillings in debt.
To pay the debt.
To pay debt, 2.1 trillion. Based on projections for this financial year, they are going to collect 2.3 trillion.
So that is 2 trillion.
2.3 trillion is the collection.
2.1 trillion
to
next
pay
year.
If you don't increase tax, then it means almost 100% of what you're going to collect next year will go to debt finance.
Yes.
If you don't increase your taxes.
Yes.
Almost 100% of what you're collecting is going to debt. So they must increase taxes. They will increase your taxes. That is even why that proposal to increase VAT to 18%.
To 18%.
The government is raiding your pockets. That one Jimmy and Jiggy had promised you.
Yeah.
Haircuts. So they have to come to your pocket every day, find a way in which to increase your tax, your levy, your charges.
And Kuria was also proposing that now SHA, those who have not paid for SHA, their money will be deducted.
Deducted at M-Pesa.
Yes.
Why is the healthcare system? SHA? What is SHA about? SHA is about transferring the burden of payment back to the parent, to the individual.
Yes.
University funding model is about transferring back the bulk of paying for your university education to the parent. So government is shirking its responsibility back to you.
Yes.
It is part of haircut. They want to find every excuse to open your pocket and remove money.
Yeah.
It's because this debt is killing them. And it's important Kenyans ask, what is this debt? If Kibaki, at the point of departure, the Kenyan debt stock was 2.7 trillion. That was the debt that we owed locally and internationally, 2.7 trillion.
Total debt.
Total debt. Today, our debt stock is 11 trillion.
10, 12 years later.
Yes, you are told it is 11 trillion. In the same period, you've paid almost 9.8 trillion. What is this debt you are paying that does not go down, just keeps going up? And which are these projects that are worth that much? That you can point to me, these are the road that was done using. This borrowed
11
trillion. Because 11 trillion, you cannot hide it.
Yeah.
This should be a major infrastructure project that everybody should be able to see.
Yeah.
So those are the things that is wrong with this administration and the previous one. They took debt and ate. They still borrow money to eat. The money does not come into Kenya.
Yes.
What comes into Kenya is the obligation to pay. And the sooner Kenyans focus on that question of debt, you will not make any progress. And I tell you, even in the campaigns, you will remove Ruto. The next person you're going to put there, if he has no conviction and courage to confront the debt monster, will be saying must go.
And how is Safina party ready to face
that? As we are not going to pay odious. It's a monster, as we are very clear. We will not pay odious debt. We'll only pay debt that was taken in accordance with our laws.
And how will you know this is an odious debt and this is
because we have the Appropriations Act that is passed every year. That's the budget. That sets out what we are borrowing. So in our laws, you must get parliamentary approval for you to borrow any money.
Yes.
And you can only borrow money for a project. So if you are showing us in our register that this debt, where is the parliamentary approval? It's not there.
Yes.
We are not paying it. Where's the project it financed? It's not there. We are not paying it. Did the money come into Kenya? No, we are not paying it.
And how will you deal with the lenders now?
Buyer beware. Buyer beware. Buyer beware.
Yes.
Why is that our problem? Why did you give the money not to in accordance with the laws of Kenya? Why should it be the problem of the people of Kenya? How you recover your money?
And why do you think this debt is not reducing? Because if we have paid almost 9 trillion and we still have 11 point something trillion, at least we should be seeing its reduction.
It's not, because it's a Ponzi scheme now. Our debt has now turned to be a Ponzi scheme. They must keep perpetually taking those illegal loans and raising your taxes to pay it, to sustain it. It's a Ponzi scheme. Only that now it's nearing its end. It's going to collapse anyway. Right? So you need a leadership that is convicted and is courageous enough to say, we are not paying it. Open that register. Open that register. And anybody who is culpable must pay. Not the people of Kenya. Why should the Kenyan people underwrite a sovereign debt that is lying in someone's private account in Qatar? Why? No. Safina party, we are very clear, will not pay.
And last 2 years or 3 years, and so when which Ruto administration has been in power, we have seen them trying to increase some taxes almost everywhere, but they still don't collect the money that they need. How will this 18%, what do you think about this?
It's the Laffer curve. It's the Laffer curve. You know, even if they increase the VAT to 18%, the collection will not go up. With their tax measure that they came up with from 2023 to date, their average collection per month is not even more than what Uhuru was collecting.
With the initial taxes?
With the initial taxes. The people have reached the Laffer curve. The moment you raise taxes now and there's no production taking place, people will just stop consuming.
But it's on basic goods.
But now, even if it's on basic goods, they can't afford it. If he doesn't have anything in the pocket. So very few people will be able to access those services, goods and services. Because they can't afford it. People are not paying, saying that we are refusing to. They just can't afford it. If you don't have, you don't have. So VAT is largely a consumption tax. And the products that it's going to be levied on, people will stop consuming those products. The price will goes beyond their control. So if you had 5,000 people consuming a product, because of increased VAT, the number will reduce to even 3,000. So your collection will end up reducing. You're better off maintaining it at 16%. And you have 5,000 people consuming. So in terms of volumes, you are collecting more. But now, in terms of volumes, less and less people are consuming. So your collection, in aggregate, will go down. That is, we reach the Laffer curve, that's what we said. Otherwise, based on their own projection, they could have been collecting a minimum 2 or 3 billion per month as tax revenue. Why are they not hitting it? Why are they still lying somewhere around 163, 169? It's a Laffer curve.
But we still see the president, who is the head of the state, every time he goes somewhere, it's always he always gives money that is visible, like not even promises. We see him giving, like, spending hundreds.
But those are no, leave alone projects. Those ones that he says 100 billion, 5
not
billion.
on projects. Maybe
that is
to
projects.
finance
To
his
finance his
campaigns
campaign, maybe those millions that he spends.
Yes.
That is from the confidential fund. Yeah. Those ones he's using to run around. Those ones, that is peanuts. That's nothing.
Yeah.
In terms of substance, that's nothing. So he'll have some loose money to run around with.
Yeah.
But how comes he cannot do anything tangible?
Yeah.
Why does that one lorry has to follow him everywhere in Central Province carrying electricity poles to be launched?
Yes.
Yeah. If there was money to do the project, you will not be going there with a lorry. You will be going there when the poles have been set up.
Yeah.
But why should a president even go to launch electricity?
Actually, talking about that, we saw the president, even the project on his day one, the president was launching a classroom and, a tuition block and,
A tuition block put up using CDF money in 2023, 2024.
Yes, and there was an outrage. People were like, this is a project that should not even be launched by an MP.
That one should be launched by the teacher on duty. A tuition block should be launched by the teacher on duty.
Do you think the president has lost his role?
But it's a question of understanding the tier of a president and leadership.
Yeah.
Yeah, but for him, he wants photo ops. So it's just an opportunity to go and take a photo so that you show you're doing something. But that cannot be the role of a president. That's not the function of a president.
Yeah.
But that is Kenya Kwanza for you. That's their capacity.
Yeah.
In fact, we are the fools if we expect anything different. They're just showing you their best.
Yes.
And their best is the worst for the nation. Kenyans deserve much better.
And as Safina Party, we are only one year actually away from the elections. How prepared is the
Safina Party is prepared, and we are very focused on our agenda. It's an economic agenda. And we invite Kenyans who believe that it's time for an economic liberation to join this movement that is going to economically liberate the people of Kenya. It is time that we do away with our legacy politicians and have a political conversation that is about the people's liberation. Liberation on the economic front, not political. We got our political rights. It is now time for us to get our economic freedom. It's time for economic liberation and Kenyans of goodwill. Safina Party is very.
Wow, thank you so much, Naibu.
Thank you.
And of course, to everyone who has been watching, we say a very big thank you. Until next time, may God bless you. My name is Simi Kenya. Bye-bye.